Cobra Kai, the final season. How do I sit there and sum up, what, 5 seasons? God knows how many years of me sitting there watching this show. How do I sit there and I sum up this whole show? Well, I gotta sit there and think about the first season. The first season that was on YouTube. I don't know if, I think they went to the second season. Yeah, the first and second season when it was on YouTube. And I gotta sit there and say, for a YouTube original or for anything being on YouTube and actually being good, I give them a hell of a lot of props. I really do. Now, before I get into this series finale, the final season or whatever, this is not a word that I use often, and when I use it, I tread very light on it. But this has got to be the most retarded ass way of putting out these seasons. 5 and then 5 and another 5. Like, what are we doing? Why? Why would you sit there and put it out that way? That just seems like so unnecessary. Just put out 15 episodes and just call it a wrap. We're going to sit there and spread this over a total of like 3 months? And then you're only watching 5 episodes? Like, who? I'm trying not to be too hard on Sony, because I know that most of their movies are just, but this show is actually really good. Now, I'm going to sit there and try not to give too many spoilers away. So, if I talk in a certain way, it's because I don't want to sit there and give spoilers. And seeing how this show actually did come out on, what, Thursday or Friday? A lot of people didn't watch it, so I generally do want people to sit there and watch this season. Now, I will sit there and say that there was a couple of decisions that was made in the show that I didn't necessarily agree with, but I understood why they made them. Now, one of the things I will sit there and spoil, because maybe this is just me being somewhat of a heartless dick, but there was a point where they sit there and, they're not even too sure about, are we going to continue the tournament or not, because, Kwan's unaliving. And they do like a moment of silence, and I'm just like, why are we actually showing this psychopath any sort of respect? Yeah, I get it, he was a kid and everything like that, but like, he was like 18, and let's just be real for a hot minute. There's one less psychopath in this world. I'm cool with that. So I don't understand why everyone else is listening to, let's bow our heads in silence. Like, why? If it was a choice between him and pretty much the karate version of Ivan Drago, I'm cool with Ivan Drago living. So, like, I just, like, there was a point I spent there watching it today, I'm just like, why are we doing this for? And I'm looking at my phone like, is this over yet? Now, as far as endings is concerned, I would definitely sit there and say that they did end it in a very good way. And this is coming from somebody who has watched a lot of shows, been very questionable endings, and most of the times when I watched certain shows, I felt like it wasn't satisfying. It really wasn't. There's been rare times. And I think the only other time that I felt like a show ended, like a series finale, that was like, okay, this is good, was Superman Lois. But even my favorite Supernatural series, which is the originals, yeah, as much as I love that show, the ending was very questionable. I gave it a little bit more of a pass because they had another spin-off show. But I would definitely sit there and say that this did end in a way where it felt like it gave everyone closure. And that's good. Because after 5 seasons on Netflix and the virus will sit there and say that happened, like they had a very uphill battle. And so, yeah. Also, I would sit there and say, and again, not to sit there and give spoilers, but there is one very satisfying moment in this episode. And I talked a little bit about it in my member stream, but there is one very satisfying ending, or satisfying scene where you're just like, I was waiting for that since this season started. So I'm very happy about that. I will sit there and say there's a lot of good. When I talk about questionable decisions, and some of them being a logical reason about it, I don't just mean about certain parts where I was just like, why? But I understand. There's certain moments in this episode where normally in other shows I would sit there and be like, this is kind of cringe. This is a little kind of over the top happiness. But particularly in this season, you're really just like, okay. I normally don't go for the happy moments, but I'm kind of here for them, you know? That's pretty much all I'm going to sit there and say. I don't want to sit there and give too much away, but just overall, it was a good season. I mean, it's weird because it's like, you have to look at it as a whole, not just this breakup 5 episode crap that they did, but like, just as a whole, it was good. It was definitely good. So I would definitely sit there and give the show a watch. Overall, I definitely think it's pretty good. If you are a Karate Kid fan, there's things that you're definitely going to sit there and like. And to be honest, I only saw the first Karate Kid. I never actually bothered to watch 2 and 3 and 4, whatever. But just as a person who likes a show, it's really good. I wouldn't, and I honestly tell you the truth, normally for certain things I would sit there and say, maybe you should watch this or you should watch that before you watch the show, but you can pretty much watch the show without going into any of the Karate Kid movies. The bare minimum that you need is 1, if we're going to be honest. So, anyway, if you watch the series finale, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. But overall, I enjoyed it, and I think that y'all would too.